Hey guys, today we're going to be working on a Royal Electric sewing machine. This is one of Bunny's machines that it looks like it's in pretty good shape, but it's got a few issues. But I'm just going through it. It looks like the power cord's all good. It's a little dirty. Looks like it's got a bullet shuttle. I've not seen those before. That rubber wheel, obviously on the crank, needs replacing, and it's just full of dirt and grime. She picked this up at an estate sale one day and it just needs some good refurbishing. So the bottom side, that is just something really new. If you look closely at that bar there, you can tell it was cast. This whole machine is entirely cast iron. This bullet shell here, it's very interesting. I've never seen one before. It's just kind of a unique style. It looks like it's an older style. I researched it. So I'm just double checking this motor out, seeing if it's any good or not. Plugging it in, and moment of truth, it works. But that little rubber piece just isn't making proper contact anymore. Also, you can tell there's a lot of resistance. So I'm gonna have to really get in here and clean everything out. This is the whole machine's gonna take parts. So at first, I'm just taking some canned air and a pick, and just getting in there and getting all the gunk out. This is going to take me a few minutes to get all the covers open. I mean, overall the machine's in pretty good shape. It's just, you can tell it's sat for a long time in a dirty environment. Attic, a barn, not entirely sure. She said it was inside a living space when she bought it, but you know, you can also tell it came from like an older person's house with all the stuff, bits and bobs in the bottom. Most of the stuff I end up throwing away. But it's kind of cool seeing these cards, go reading them. Overall, I had a couple nails in them, but they were just so rusted I just tossed them. The only things I really kept were a couple tools and a couple bobbins. There were, I believe, 2 more shuttle bobbins that came with it. Yeah, not much. It just mostly, like I said, this machine just needs a good cleaning. And yeah, you see this little thing I have on the screen here. It's obviously tested and approved from a Good Housekeeper. Never heard of them before. So you see me, I'm taking off the tensioner, and I'm just trying to get in there and get all this stuff out because it doesn't really move that easily. If this thing was actually in action, it would have some serious trouble with it. I'm getting in there trying to get under pliers and everything. Clearly that shaft on the left has to come out first. So I'm just trying to pry it out. You can tell I'm having a little bit of difficulty there. Get that screwdriver under there, and I'm just hitting it. You can't really see it, but I'm hitting it with the I'm hitting it with the channel locks there. And I'm using them as a hammer. So here comes the WD-40. Gotta use that stuff. I probably should have waited for it to soak in a little bit better, but it's just time to go to town with it. See, I even have trouble getting those screws loose. There we go, got the screw loose. Got that thing moving up and down. And that is actually decently moving. It's just those gears in the center there are not moving easily. The only way to get them out properly is to remove that piece. So what I want to do is get in there and take some Scotch Brite and clean up those shafts and get them nice and smooth again. And then put a nice thick layer of proper sewing machine grease on there, and it will never have problems for years. Because overall, this machine's in pretty good shape. So it is. So I'm frustrated with that. So let me go over to the bottom and just work on that. Get it all soaked up. And let everything else start soaking out. So yeah, just go ahead and soak everything up. It looks like I'm probably about to disconnect the motor. Go ahead and get the little other cover off. It's just, everything that's in here just needs cleaning up real good. All the components seem to be in pretty decent shape. I get that. Do I get the cap off? Let's find out. Yeah, I don't get the cap off. I take out a little. There's a little set screw. That's what's holding it on. And I get the crank wheel off. And you can see it. You see how hard that is on there? That just tells you how long it's been sitting. All that grease is kind of sat there and everything's corroded. You can see how the shaft is real black there. I'm cleaning it up. And it just needs like a Scotch-Brite treatment. Nothing difficult. Nothing too bad. Now, I'm messing with this thumb screw here. I'm not exactly sure what it does. I go ahead and take off the threader. So that's a very interesting thread piece to wind the bobbins. I don't quite know how it works. I will have to come back to it. I just take it off for the moment. Yep, time to try to get this motor off. Take all the doodads out. Motor's a little difficult to get out, but it wasn't too bad. Not exactly sure how to get back in though, unfortunately. But it's really not that worth trying to mess with right now. But I'm just gonna leave it hanging because there's a couple things holding it in place, so it's not really in my way. Yeah, that's just kind of a cover hole. I'm not 100% sure what it does. Put the screws back in and let it be. Really just want to get everything off of this. You will notice on this side that the L is missing from Royal. Just because it's sat and aged for a long time. Unfortunately, this is a horrible camera angle for anything I'm doing. In fact, at me watching this, I don't know what I was doing at this moment. And my head moves across the screen a few times. Yeah. Okay, there's a little bit. There we go. That's a better YouTuber right there. So I'm back on cranking on this front section. Just trying to get it all apart. And again with the bad camera angles. Yeah, I'm just prying with a screwdriver and everything. Oh goodness, at this close angle you can really tell how gray my hair is. And anyone who hadn't noticed so far is noticing it right now. But it's nothing to be ashamed of, so yep. I happen now the screwdriver I'm using on this set I actually got for Christmas. There's a really nice set called am I really gonna brain fart after bringing it up? It doesn't really matter that much, but really good. They're Hydraworks. Alright, so I got what's in and could not get this thing out, so I decided to go ahead and bring out the torch. This torch for here, what I did was first thing I did is I waved it around to burn out all the oil I had put in there. I didn't want to have a WD-40 fire going on, so I figured just wave it around, have the fire when I'm ready for it. The fire extinguisher is right behind me, set up, pins already removed. The one in the garage always has the pin removed because just in case. And what I'm trying to do is just get that shaft really hot and try to, like I said, I'm trying to get the piece off the shaft hot so I can pry it off. I don't have really much success. Then I get the giant pry bar out and push down hard enough. It does move. So I got it to move. It's sticking out. So let's just try heating it up some more. Get it really hot. Just a propane torch. Nothing, no MAP or acetylene. If I use either of those, I would probably end up melting the pieces. So I don't want to do that. But that thing still does not want to move. And yes, my left hand there grabbing the top of the thing is warm. But it's not too bad. Obviously, I can put my hand straight on it. And those pieces just, and there's what I'm doing there. I was just spraying some soapy water on it. Soapy water is there just to cool it off. Soapy water is just keep it in the garage, do all sorts of things. Hey, and I got it out there. Get it all out. Now I'm trying to get those other screws in there on the main, I'll call it the crankshaft. And what I'm trying to do is just get those screws out. I want to get it all apart and pull that shaft all the way out. That is something I would like to get done. but of course the screws are not moving. So what I do is I'm grabbing a torch and trying to heat it up again. I try not to use heat unless I absolutely have to, but you didn't see all the stuff I did off camera to try and get these things out. When it's taking a lot longer, I tend not to film it, just because it would be quite a long, boring video. Currently, this video is already at 17 minutes total, and we're only 10 minutes in. So I'm just sitting there applying heats. I'm hoping not to damage any components with this. Like I said, the heat tends to be a last minute thing. Yeah, I even get out the impact driver, and it does not seem to be moving at all. So I'm just cranking it up and trying to get it really, really hot in there. You can start seeing that some smoke pouring out of the machine. That's probably just remnants of the WD-40. It's nothing to worry about. Again, like I said, there is a fire extinguisher on standby. You can tell that from the slight haziness of the cast iron body that the body itself is getting hot. So I'm having to put my hand way far back there to keep it from burning it. Yep. Okay, it's hot enough that I went ahead and grabbed some gloves. The reason I wasn't wearing gloves at first is gloves tend to make it harder for me to operate tools and grab smaller parts, because there's a lot of small parts on a sewing machine. So it's just, I don't like wearing them as much. Also, I can't feel the heat through gloves easily. I mean, you will still feel it, but I prefer not to, so I know how hot I'm getting a component myself. And you can see I'm getting it really hot. You can start seeing that screw head glow. So hopefully this will finally get it out. It was only a dull red. Yep, you can try the impact driver, and it's still being stuck in there. I'm just trying to get it hot. Put that heat in there. You can really see the body of the machine starting to change color a little bit. You look toward that R on the left there, or on the Royal. You can see it's starting to turn a little white. That's not actually turning white. That's just the camera lighting situation, which has gotten really, really hot. Alright, now obviously it's not working, so let's go ahead and get the soapy water out and get this thing nice and cooled back off. Now I'm going back to, there's a piece in there that does not want to come out as well. Same problem. Off screen I had to do a lot of work to get in there, and I decided just to get in there and get this heat going. Yeah, I know you didn't see it, but no matter what I did, pliers or anything, it wouldn't come off as well. I never did get that piece on the front out. I tried my darndest, and it just wasn't working. So I'm just sitting there in there with this thing on there. You can see again that smoke coming out is WD-40 burning back off. And in case you're wondering, the garage door is wide open. Now, I did get it out, but I broke it in the process by hammering on it so hard. You didn't get a chance to see it, but that was actually not, sorry, that was not the shaft. That was the piece I was sitting on the shaft. And you can see I worked on the thing really hard, ended up snapping it in half. I don't know how on earth I'm going to repair that piece. I also, where is it? Did I find it? I also snapped another piece off that I could probably, it's just a square piece. I could just take a piece of square stock, drill 2 holes in it, and sand it a little bit, and it'll work just fine. So at this point, I'm not going to be able to repair those 2 pieces, and I'm still having trouble getting it apart. So I'm just going to put the project on hold for a while. So what I'm doing is just very carefully picking up all the components, putting them in a box. Okay, maybe not so carefully. Luckily, since I have been filming this, I will be able to come back to this video and view it. But I also want to show you that sometimes failures do happen. This machine is approximately 100 years old, so I'm not surprised that it's having these difficulties. Every piece is cast, so I just didn't want to do all the work and see. I wanted y'all to see that stuff happens. Also, it's very important to put all your tools away properly in the correct positions, so you know where everything goes. But yeah, this is a failure, and it's alright. I will come back to this video later on and see how it goes. And just wiping everything down, getting all cleaned up. At the end of this video, I will be putting up a little document I made, and I put it with the box and everything, so y'all can see. I actually will type up whenever I work on a project that's not complete or something, what happened, what I do, what's wrong with it, what still needs to be fixed. And let's go ahead and take that whole thing upstairs and store it back in with all the other sewing machines. You will probably see more videos of me doing this kind of thing. The next one will be probably not as an old one. It'll be a little bit newer one that just needs it'll be easy grease and oil. But I hope y'all enjoyed this. It's a little new style I'm trying to do, the voiceover thing. Tell me what you think. Please like and subscribe, and I hope to see you again soon. Thank you very much for joining me. And again, that document will be right after this voiceover ends. Thank you.